What is going on, guys? Today's video we have the Levoit Core 600S. This is a 1-year review coming back to this. So we had this for over a year and we're going to go ahead and give you our insights about this. We're also going to be answering a bunch of questions that most of you guys had in the comment section down below. We're going to check it out real quick. I'm going to show you the filter. So to be able to take this off, you just twist it and lift up, and that's how you do it. To remove the filter, you just pull these two strings, and wow, that is a lot of dust. That is a lot of dust, as you can see. Now, previously I used the Levoit vacuum to actually clean this filter off, and I cleaned it on my 6-month review, if you haven't seen that. So we're gonna turn this on here. So as you can see, there's just a lot of dust on that. Way too much to be able to actually keep this filter again. This is just scratching the surface. You know, it's not a good clean. You don't want to keep using the filter. That's how you know it's doing its job. If this wasn't doing its job, this would be cleaned just like this. But this has basically no dust on this side. It's just the filter on the inside that's giving those little dark patches and stuff like that on these vertical bars. Look at this dust. See, look at all that. That's disgusting. Also, I'll leave a link in the description for a Brigii vacuum. This thing is multi-purpose. You can use it for your car. You can use it for a filter like this. You can do it for basically everything around the house. It also has an air duster, which we're going to use in this video as well. All right, so that's the filter clean. That's what we're going to do every month, every 3 months. Now, you're also going to want to clean this inside of the filter part. This is also technically a filter here because it catches dust right here. So yeah, just clean it in the inside just like so. All right, and just like that, we have a nice clean base here. When you first turn it on, it's gonna have obviously your blue ring, and 90% of the time it will be blue. It does have this little trash indicator. When you replace your filter 6 months to a year later, they're gonna have to press this trash bin here for 3 seconds, and it'll automatically reset the filter. What is the wattage for this device on every single mode? We're gonna get into that. Since last video, we only went to the lows and the highs. So on the quietest mode, which is the night mode here, it turns off all the display and everything else like that, keeps it at the lowest possible setting. We're looking at about 4.8 on average. We're gonna go to the first mode here, and it has the ring on and everything else like that. Looks like we're drawing at about 8 watts on average. Yeah, 8 watts on average on the first mode. Let's go and turn off the display, see if it makes a difference. Wow, it made a huge difference. So if you choose to turn it off, you're saving about 0.5 watts of power. Second mode, we're gonna go and check it out. Averaging about 12 watts of power on the second mode. Third mode, 21.5. Fourth mode, about 49 watts of power. Once again, I'm just gonna do a recap. So that's the peak that it can go. So it's not going to be anything above 50 watts. All right, what you're going to want to need to be able to actually open this. Obviously, there's a bunch of screws that you have to take out. Standard Phillips head screwdriver is your way to go. Magnetic pad available, just so you can easily put the screws off to the side. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you're going to want to remove the 6 screws on the outer ring right here. And then we're going to remove these 8 screws on the outside as well. Once again, I recommend that magnetic pad because it just puts them all into place and you won't lose them. You can lift up with these little corners, and there we go. So this is the internal motor. Make sure it's turned off, obviously, like completely unplugged. Right here, it looks like we have the actual sensor itself. So this is the air sight sensor. It looks clean. For the most part, the internals are clean. We can grease it up just so it's a lot quieter for the motor itself. It does make noise a little bit, and I can hear it when you spin it. We're going to go ahead and air dust the sensor itself just in case if there's any dust. You could wipe down this part as well. Looks like it does have some dirt and grime and stuff like that. I'm just going to use a simple rag here just to clean it off. Looks cleaner. I'm going to hit it with the air compressor here just to push any dust out. Looks like there was a small amount, but not too major. Reinstall this. Make sure that plug is in its spot before you start screwing it in. We're going to go back to the outer rims first and then the inner. And we're done. So that's how you clean the inside of the Levoit Core 600S. You can clean the filter, the sensor. This is the air sight sensor. You can hit it with the dust thing, but you don't want to push it in further because then it will be bad. All right, another comment we got was, do you think it's good for cigarette smell? It seeps into my apartment from my neighbors through the heat vents. Now, even though there is certain filters that Levoit offers, you can't really get rid of all the smell. It's not meant to get rid of smell. For one of those, you would need an ozone generator, but that's not really safe. To keep it constantly running, that's even not more safe. But if you have any issues with cigarette smells, they do offer cigarette filter for smoke and stuff like that specifically. If you want something that will work and benefit you, what I used to do when I had neighbors that did meth above us is I put laundry softeners on top of the air vents, and all you had to do was just put it on all of the vents. That way nothing gets leaked in from the outside odors, and it'll basically be really good. And you pair it with one of these Levoit Core 600Ss and you'll be good to go. From Heim Green, how about the motor voice on sleep mode? In general, do you hear any kind of whistling noises or something like that? Not talking about the fan noise. So the motor itself doesn't make any noise after like a year or a certain time. When you first get it, no. But after about a year, it does drastically get louder. And that's just due to part because it's just moving. It's a moving part. It gets louder. It's just basic physics, but it does get louder. When you first get it, no. We're gonna go to sleep mode just so you can actually hear the motor. This is the motor on the other side. Has a little bit of a hum or a whisper. It's not super annoying, but you can hear it, and this is on the lowest setting. Okay, this one was funny, but it's not a question, but it was funny. It says if you fart next to it, does it detect it and spin up? I liked the comment and then just left it like that. I didn't even respond to it, but it does actually do that. Like if you have a bunch of people nearby it, or if someone farts by it or something like that, it will spin up. It'll get basically from 5 p.m. on the display to like 10. It'll boost up a lot. It won't go crazy to red. If it's crazy to red, you gotta check out your farts. I don't know about that. Personally, I always keep the display on, but now that I know it's basically half a watt more expensive basically to keep it on, then I might turn it off. I'm not too sure. But it is very useful because you can actually just easily glance at the display, know if it's good, bad, air quality, all of it's just on there. You don't even have to like sit there and look at it. You just know that, oh, something updated. It's different. And then you can easily check it out. This does have a lock feature on the device itself, so you can actually lock the display. So if there's any kids or anything like that, lock the display and no one will be able to mess with it, which is pretty cool. I don't use it all the time, but you know, when kids do come over, you do want to lock it, make sure they don't like have a bunch of fingers all over it and stuff like that. It's a good option to have. Okay, another comment said from Andrew KC 1969. He asked, or he said, nice review, great information. How's the dust around your house? I'm not expecting this to eliminate the dust completely, but I am hoping it cuts it down significantly. Does it? Yes, as you can see from my shirt in the beginning of the video and the actual dust around the filter when I was cleaning it, it cuts it down drastically. There's actually less dust in that specific area than any other parts of my house. Since, you know, in this room that I have right now, I actually get a good amount of dust because I don't even have an air filter in it at all. In the living room, however, a lot less dust than this room. That's all I'm gonna say. In my opinion, it has been a great companion for my household. It is 1,600 square feet compatible, and it is very inexpensive, very amazing to actually have, very affordable, very amazing device. I highly recommend it. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.